welcome to TJD. We watched Riaru onigokko. Or Gakko.
I like Goku.
That's the novel.
That's the novel?
Yeah, that's the novel. It was...
That's the other title for the movie.
No, it is the other title for the movie as well.
Riaru onigokko.
Sure.
Is as close as we're going to get.
or
Tag.
I like Tag better.
Tag is a lot easier.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Yeah, it was a July 2015 release for this Japanese movie. I don't know. Did it have an American release? I don't think it did.
Not to my knowledge.
Had you even heard of it till tonight?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I thought you were talking about the Jeremy Renner movie.
Yeah, it's like, how did Jake get, like, one, how's he know that movie's going to be bad? And two, how did Jake get an early copy of Tag?
And three, why would he pick it?
Well, it is bad movies.
Oh, yeah. Probably not going to be great. I mean, you got Hannibal. That's about it.
Lecter?
Yes, Hannibal Lecter's in the movie. Or Hannibal Buress, the comedian.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Isla Fisher, I forgot.
And John Hamm. I like John Hamm.
Yeah, John Hamm.
John Hamm's John Hamm.
Mm-hmm. And Jeremy Renner's good. Pretty much the only miss you have in there is Ed Helms.
You don't like Ed Helms?
I think he's okay.
Like Cedar Rapids?
Yeah, I enjoyed Cedar Rapids.
Underrated?
I think a little bit. Who was the girl in that? I'm trying to remember.
Anne Hesh?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was weird.
Anne Hesh.
But like the weird like pool scene with John C. Reilly like jerking it to him making out.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Oh,
it's a weird ass movie, man.
Sounds like John C. Reilly though.
Yeah, it is. Also, Ed Helms was banging Sigourney Weaver.
Apparently, I don't remember Cedar Rapids.
No, you do not.
I remember enjoying it, but I didn't retain any of this info, I guess.
No.
So, Tag.
I forgot that I'm going to have to try to summarize. Tag's about...
do you want to start at the end and go to the beginning?
No.
Or...
we got to take them on a roller coaster like we went. It's about it starts with a Japanese girl on a bus, and it seems really straightforward until she bends down to get a pen, and both of the buses on this road just get cut in half, along with the girls in the bus.
The wheels on the bus kept going round and round, though.
Without heads. Yep. And then the girl that got her pen stands up, and you get an actual... It was pretty dark, but I thought it was funny, that shot of the bus with nothing on it, just rolling to a stop on the road, and these bodies...
Just splurting blood.
These torsos are just sitting there spraying blood, and she's like... She didn't really react. I guess I don't know how I would react. Probably not like that.
It was funny because it just looked like they were throwing blood at her from the side.
Yeah.
They're off camera just throwing blood on her.
Oh, after a pillow fight. Forgot to say that. Oh yeah,
I forgot about the pillow fight.
Is it a spoiler? Is anyone going to watch this, you think?
Fuck.
Do you want to just say at the top if you'd recommend watching it?
Yeah, it's weird enough. If you don't mind having to read subtitles and like getting fucking lost,
having your brain literally melt,
going bipolar for a while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like I would recommend this movie. You'll say what the fuck a lot.
I would recommend the shit out of this movie.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix.
Super intriguing.
Just look up Tag.
We literally didn't know what was going to happen.
No,
you're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
But yeah, okay. Before we get into pros and cons, I want to get into a little philosophy here.
Oh boy!
So this film ascertains that
spoilers.
Yes, spoilers.
All right.
I think that's why we did our recommendation. So spoilers. That destiny is fixed. Like the whole movie is like saying, hey, maybe destiny is fixed because that character Sir, whatever her name is, Sewer,
yes.
That destiny possibly is fixed. No matter what you do, you drop this feather, it's gonna end up there.
Predestination.
Yeah, and she tells her, do something no one would expect of you.
Right.
And she does, and thus changes possibly her own history. Because, Drew, what you didn't hear Jake and I talking about this, but that ending with the old man, he was one of her old classmates. The younger version was his younger self. And his dream, he fantasized about Mitsuko or whatever her name was.
Mitsuko.
Yeah. And he always wanted to sleep with her.
We did not set this up.
No.
At all.
But she died, obviously. And so he took her blood, made a copy of her, and now he's going to sleep with her. So now she uses this philosophy thing that she changes herself. Okay, do we believe in predestination or not? What do you guys think?
Oh, fuck, Tyrell. That's a big question that I don't really think about all that often.
Like, am I supposed to jerk off right now? Like, was this predestined that I was going to spank the monkey?
I assumed.
Oh.
So does that mean that serial killers are predestined to
Murder
a bunch of people?
Well, so the whole thing with predestination, this is a much deeper fucking foot to jump off on than I thought that we would ever. The thing with predestination that I guess throws people off is that if it were true, you have no free will, right? So if that's the case, then you can't really do anything to throw it off. So it would kind of contradict itself.
Which, in this movie, they're saying by her doing something different, which, in this case, is committing suicide in all of her universes, throws off
what was going to happen.
But, because we don't know how she actually died in the spring of 2034, as he says.
Right.
So...
USA.
What? Oh my gosh. Jake is like going for a dystopian future.
Yeah, fuck it.
But yeah, we don't know what actually happens to her character. She could have died in a car accident. She could have just died of a disease. Who knows?
Right.
But she dies in 2034.
Could have been cut up by the wind.
Yeah, could have been cut up by the wind. Godzilla could have came out.
Finally.
I know, right?
All that talk.
Mm-hmm. Finally showed up.
What about Godzuki?
Who's he?
Who's Godzuki? Godzuki's... Fuck. Is he Godzilla's nephew or some
He's
shit?
a little Godzilla.
Oh, little Godzilla. Gotcha.
You ever watch the cartoon?
No.
With the greatest intro song of all time?
No.
It was fire.
Why don't you sing it, Jake?
I don't remember it.
What about Mothra?
Because it's 40 years old. The only part I remember is how high-pitched it got when they did the Godzuki part. You don't remember? Yeah, it was the Godzilla show, the cartoon one.
I remember.
Where they're like, Godzilla, da-da, Godzilla,
Didn't they make like a Godzilla like 2000?
Yep.
They made like a Godzilla 2000 cartoon like based off that horrible
Matthew Broderick movie?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was on Fox.
Yeah, and it looked like shit.
Yeah.
It looked like, what was it called?
Hellcats?
Æon Flux? That garbage animation?
Oh, yeah.
Or Æon?
Æon Flux, yeah.
Æon Flux?
I don't think it looked like that. It was pretty cartoonish.
So was that. It just looked like it was drawn by fucking meth heads.
Oh, possibly. I never saw the Æon Flux, so.
Different taste for different face. I was gonna say different strokes for different folks, and
You
then
can say that.
Well,
Yeah.
but I wanted to change. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
What did you say? Different taste for different faces?
Different taste for different face. If Hannibal Lecter had a restaurant, that would be above the fireplace.
No, would it be predestined for him to have one?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I think I don't know. This gets into like religion / philosophy / like you even have people saying like what we're living now is
not real.
Well, not real, or like we've lived it before. A la that's why they're deja vu. Like
right.
you've lived this life before, and like either you're experiencing it again in the afterlife, or you're living it through some other means. But like,
I'm not high enough for this.
yeah, I was gonna say the thing I always took is there are some things in your life that are like you're born around a certain time. Like it's not set in stone. There are always choices, but like there are usually like set outcomes to your choices.
Okay.
So that's how I've always kind of answered that question with my own thoughts, which I could, again, I'm not saying I'm right. That's just always like, say I was dating and there were like 3 different girls that I like was interested in who were interested in me. So I have the options. Like there's no predestination where God said you're going to date one of these 3. I could date none of them, but he said here are the but the set outcomes are, hey, this relationship with this one will last like 2 months. The relationship for this one will last a year. This one could last your whole lifetime as long as you don't screw things up. So,
and she doesn't get her period.
Yeah. What?
Or she does.
There's a Black Mirror episode about that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's another layer to that, though, because she already died.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a clone.
Yeah.
So being cloned from DNA, she was cloned with one reason in mind. It was for this old guy to fuck her.
Yeah.
So that kind of throws away the human element. You know what I mean?
But she does, in the human element, do something they don't expect.
Which is true.
So, I mean, that goes into a whole nother thing where do clones have souls?
Do you have any peyote?
No.
We'll be right back.
Do.
That's the peyote music?
I just the intermission music, but
I don't know. Fucking let's talk about a movie.
But aren't I talking about the movie?
You're talking about much broader things than the movie. The movie is just a fucking movie.
It's pretty crazy.
It has the big picture things you're talking about. I don't have the answer, Sway.
Sway? What is a sway?
You never saw the Kanye interview?
No.
Oh, never mind. It's stupid.
You and Kanye.
I like Kanye. I
like,
just realized that I brought him up several times on the pod now.
Like, are you and Kanye like close?
Yeah. No, not at all.
You share that Kim ass?
Yeah, I hear we look alike.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell anybody that. Then now they'll know what you look like.
Yeah, they call me the White Kanye, which isn't really that great of a nickname. Nobody calls me that. All right. Pros, cons.
Pros. This movie is so unpredictable.
Is there a more unpredictable movie you can think of?
There was one, and it was awful. Like, sometimes there's being unpredictable, and it just not working out whatsoever. And that was movie 43.
Yeah, I could see that.
Where it was a bunch of, like, small
bad
movies.
skits.
And they were awful. But, like, sometimes you're like, where the fuck is this going? Like, oh, have you seen movie 43?
I've seen the first third of movie 43.
Yeah.
And then I gave up on life and said, fuck this.
I think there were some Razzies issued for that one, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you see the Chris Pratt Anna Faris one?
Yep.
That was actually one of the few good ones. You're right. Let's define good.
It was probably passable.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah. Or the Liev Schreiber one.
Yep.
You're just like, uh-huh.
Was that the homeschooling one?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it, Ty.
He fucks his own son.
Spoilers.
Oh, there's a lot other shit that goes on in that one skit too.
It's not worth watching.
It's fucked up.
I'll watch that skit on YouTube and then be done with that movie. Unpredictability. I said during the pod, god damn it, yeah, the pod. During the movie, I didn't think I'd ever see a movie that was less predictable than watching a Crank for the first time. I think this one's probably more unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so out there. Like, I found myself at times like, I don't know, were you like scared or like excited or nervous for what was gonna happen?
There were a couple times I straight up was fucking paranoid.
When that bus exploded, I was like, "What the fuck?" And like, it was funny at first because I was making fucking jokes about like, because we had read the synopsis that there was a bus crash or there was a crash, and I was making some jokes at the expense of the characters driving the bus, but yeah.
What about them?
They were good jokes. Anyways.
What were those jokes?
Well, 1, they were driving on the wrong side of the road.
Uh-huh. Go
2,
on. Uh-huh.
And 3. Whoa!
Whoa, he says. There you go. That's more polite than what I said.
Yes!
Such a wordsmith.
Me or you?
You. No, not me.
I was worried.
I'm a wordsmith, yeah. What did I just say about faces?
Taste and face?
Yeah, taste and face.
Taste the face.
Different faces for different tastes. Different taste for different
taste
face.
for different face. Not even the right plural.
What does that even mean?
As in a singular taste for one singular face. Which I guess if you were to eat a face, it would probably only taste one way.
Well,
who's tasting faces?
but also like, or if you go the route of like, you know, a face doesn't actually taste, the tongue does. Like, so.
Oh, you could taste a face. You think you could eat someone's face and not taste?
No,
Is this the stupidest pod?
Yeah.
No, it's not even close, but
It's getting there.
Jesus Christ.
but no, and then like it was hilarious. I mean, this is bad to say, but it was hilarious when she's walking in the river and you see those mannequin torsos just in the water, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I'm torn because I don't know that it's a con. Because it kind of adds to the charm how garbage some of the special effects like that are. Where you could tell it's just a bunch of dummies with like schoolgirl outfits and they were just kind of thrown in a river. But it was still jarring.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Look at all these dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
The whole movie's fucking jarring. Like, you don't know what is going to happen, and usually when it does, you just sit there like, holy shit.
Or like with the fucking teachers.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that kind of just fucking came out of nowhere.
It's just
the alligator.
Yeah,
the fucking alligator eating out the girl.
it's just graphic super violence. You don't know when it's coming or what it's going to be.
Enjoyable.
I thought so.
Which, yeah, I guess this goes against our bad movies for Lent thing. But in my defense, I only saw the bus scene and thought that it would be... It could have gone two ways after the bus scene. If it had just been
like
fucking...
the happening with the wind.
If it had been wind chasing a girl for the whole movie, it would have been fucking garbage. But it surprisingly went that way and turned into a bigger movie.
And actually, it's technically a video game movie.
Is it based on an actual video game?
No, but the whole premise is
involve
that she is in a video game.
Right. Is she, though? Was she? Or was that another dimension where it was a video game? Because then the guy was playing it, but then he had the actual...
But she exited the game, though.
Yeah, see, that's what's with all those wires, though, is because that's why they said we will keep dying, is because we are in a game.
This movie's a lot of moving parts, and it doesn't really explain itself all that well.
Wow. I hadn't put that together. That was fucking weird, too, with the wires.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So, really, she was pretty much pulling the code out of...
Right. And then coming out, and then
Yeah.
the guy was like, hey, I made you to fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna do it.
Like, pretty much she left the Matrix, was that part there. When she entered Man World, she had left the Matrix.
Yeah, that was another thing, though. Like, What's the deal with it's just all being girls, and then she jumps out, and then it's all dudes?
Because he wanted to sleep with her. He didn't want there to be any other male competition.
So I guess I wonder what was up with... Or no, did she pass out and then he took her back there?
Yeah.
Because he was like sent there to pick her up, I'm guessing?
Yeah, he was waiting for her to finally leave the game.
Did she walk out of an... Why was she in a kitchen? For a minute I thought she walked out of an arcade, but that's just because every street in Japan looks like a fucking arcade. Which sounds amazing. I would love to be there.
That's how you get abducted.
You go to Japan?
I mean, maybe.
There's some backroom Japanese kitchen.
Well, I mean, it's better in Slovakia where every building you walk into is a hostel.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
Did they have sex with you first, though?
Depends which
Before
hostel.
Before murdering you?
For money.
I mean, if you get a hot Slovakian girl...
Miami Vice, #1 new show.
Or guy, whatever you prefer.
Isn't that from Eli Roth's Hostel?
What, that?
Yeah,
what I
that
just
line.
said?
Yeah.
No, that's Euro Trip.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Easy mistake. I
like
can't
the
think of
same
one
movie.
without the other. Such similar tones.
Yeah. Both have Matt Damon cameos.
And Fred Armisen, surprisingly.
What?
No.
I was like,
joke. Yeah,
mine
he was
was
in
a
Hostel.
joke. Mine was a joke.
Matt Damon was in Hostel.
That tendon slitting scene, though.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about it. Always comes to mind. That when I think of Pet Sematary, which is strangely often.
Wait, what? Why do you think about Pet Sematary all the time?
It's a good movie.
I never saw it.
You never saw Pet Sematary?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
Yes, because it's a Stephen King book.
It's a song, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery because I don't want to live my life again.
Wow.
It's pretty dark shit.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty great.
But this movie...
I can't remember who does that. Go on.
It has so many turns, and you really can't figure out what the... Like I said, you could deposit that this movie is an alternate reality where she died, and they made a video game of her. There's another alternate reality where she is a schoolgirl that died in a bus crash. There's another alternate reality where she made it to college and was going to get married or something. And then there's another one, she was a great runner. Like, she made it to high school, was a great runner, and just, but, like, at the same time, were these actual events, or did he create levels in a video game and she just happened to be, like, the same character, or...
Would you call it almost a depressing... how do I word it? A depressing, unpredictable Matrix?
For her?
Just the movie, sort of. Less action. That's the thing about
Mystery.
The thing about the Matrix.
I just wouldn't say depressing because you're I'd
dark.
say dark. I was gonna say chaotic or something like that, but
yeah, the ending sort of depressing depending on how you look at it. But I guess overall, not really depressing to watch. Like, it's not Requiem for a Dream.
No.
You don't fucking.
This one you could say actually has maybe a happy ending depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it. But it's, I don't know. Weird.
I mean, that ending is another philosophical shit we could get into with this film.
Oh, yeah. How do you interpret it?
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of questions.
When she murders herself in every reality, undoing anything she's ever done, and she ends up in the white, empty space, is that the afterlife? And she's, like, happy now? She's gotten out?
Or is it another dimension where everything was
everything's
fine?
But no one else is there?
I don't know. What do you think?
I literally don't. She did it for the betterment of everyone else, because obviously what was happening, they said everyone was dying because of her.
Right.
Which, if you go by the video game logic, everyone keeps dying because they're trying to kill the main character.
Right.
And which goes along with what Aki says is, you can't die. You're the main character. So
False.
You know, for all that shit to happen, she didn't die one time. After all that crazy, like, the wind is gonna slice you, the teachers with the guns.
Which is exactly like a game. Like, you know, it's like, oh, hey, I'm the main protagonist. Like, all these people get shot once, they die. I get shot 20 times, my screen just goes red.
Right. I get out of ridiculous situations.
Yeah, but nothing ever happened to her. Like, she never got, like, a finger sliced off. She never got cut. Like, she never got shot. Like, do you guys ever remember her getting injured at all?
Besides that blood on her finger, which
I don't think was hers.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
Untouched. Flawless victories.
Yeah.
And then I guess technically she did die in every single one of them because she went back and did it.
Yeah.
Or was that just because she killed herself outside of the game that it was out of the game? I guess I hadn't really thought of that until now either, that since she had come out of the game and killed herself, maybe that was just reflecting, hey, all of these levels...
Like, she killed the source code.
You know what I mean? So then it's like, hey, you're dead everywhere now because you killed yourself.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what, like, there... Oh, God, there was something I'm thinking of that was like that, and I can't remember what now. It's
the
like...
Matrix?
I was going to say, like, Metal Gear Solid, like, where if you... Isn't one of the games where technically in the past, so if you die, it
Time paradox.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like a time paradox where she's the original. If she kills herself, all the other ones of her die.
Right. What a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought a movie that starts with a bunch of fucking schoolgirls getting decapitated would
trigger a conversation like this?
About philosophical anything, or would just be actually well, I enjoyed watching them get decapitated, but...
Wait, what? I thought you were just going to say the movie.
No, I enjoyed the movie too.
But especially the decapitations.
Yeah. And he complained about the one he saw on Kazaa or whatever.
It was real.
That one actually
real things, fake things.
They didn't decapitate a bus full of dead high school girls for real, Ty.
Yeah. Not the same.
Like, we only get one take at this. Let's make sure it works.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
You want to sing that Pet Sematary song, by the way?
Who?
The Ramones.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I probably should have known that. It's a good song.
I heard they can't get any satisfaction.
The Ramones?
Yeah.
You mean the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
I don't the Stones sing like Yesterday?
Oh, you mean the Beatles?
No, don't they sing Hey Hey We're the Monkeys?
So you want to die. I got a question.
Okay.
What was the most unexpected thing you saw in this movie? Probably a hard question.
No, it is. The minigun.
Yeah.
The minigun was like, what the fuck?
Care to elaborate?
So after they skip out and they have that whole discussion where Sewer describes that, you know, if you do something unexpected, things can change. Like she throws the rock and she's like, there, I create a ripple. You know, that changed. There was another universe where I didn't throw the rock. And so then they go back and the teacher's like, everybody open your books. And there's a pillow, which you see a lot of the pillows and the feathers, and they play a big portion in it. I don't know what is with the feathers, but
it's kind of like foreshadowing, I guess, to that final thing.
And to that, and to that one, what do you call it? And the whole, like, hey, we gotta talk about, like, or the whole destiny, like, you drop the feather, it's gonna fall.
Right.
And it's gonna fall as fast as it's supposed to, type of thing. And I guess maybe that's why they turn red, is because she changed them.
Maybe.
But anyways, the teacher, like, she throws the pillow to Aki, and the teacher unloads her minigun on the classroom. And you're just like, what the... Like, you just see, like, all the girls getting shot up, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening? To then see the teacher holding a giant-ass minigun. And you're just like, what? But Mitsuku or whatever doesn't get hurt.
Taco Bell.
Yeah. I'm trying to actually pronounce this one.
Mitsuko.
You were close.
But yeah, that was shocking.
What about you?
Probably the scene where she ends up in a wedding dress and she's walking down the aisle and there's all these women that are chanting at her. They're like, yeah, they're celebrating, they're so happy, and she gets probably about midway through, and then the girls start to kind of turn malicious, calling her
Ugly
skank,
bitch.
ugly bitch, this and that, and then they proceed to start ripping off all of their clothes.
Pretty great.
Yeah, there are all these Asian ladies in bras and panties, and as she's walking up to the aisle, you see a coffin, which presumably is where her husband is supposed to be. And they said, meet your husband, meet your bridegroom, I think is what they said.
Which is an old term for a groom.
I've never heard it called that before.
Yeah.
But the coffin opens up, and it's a supposed dude in a pig mask. Or a pig husband.
Yeah, pig head.
Yeah, and they're saying, kiss him, kiss him, kiss him. And yeah, and then she stabs the pig in the neck with a broken wine bottle or champagne bottle,
Something like that.
Yeah,
I'd probably pick the scene right before that, where
they're doing her makeup.
Aki comes in and is like, "Hey, here's what you got to do," and just fucking snaps that girl's arm, and blood sprays everywhere, and she's fucking snapping necks, and then she fucking not a roundhouse kick. She literally jumps off the ground and kicks one, and then smashes her fucking head, like, Ricky-O style, like, brain flies everywhere, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
She snapped necks like MacGruber ripped throats.
Yeah? And if it's not that, it was when the Pigman came back during the race and started doing fucking cartwheel backflips. And I was like, God damn, this is a fucking great movie. Like, what are the Vegas odds that was going to happen?
In America, they'd be low. In Japan, they'd probably been like, "Oh yeah, I see where this is normal.
This is Monday for us."
Yeah, I saw this happening.
Oh, and when he jumped and did that little kick to that guy that was trying to run.
God, that was hilarious. Is when they were doing the race, and they like the teachers and him are just kicking people.
Yeah, that was a good time. Also, that's my scene. It's easily my scene.
Because you would do it.
It was just like, I don't know about you, but I've seen so many movies that, like, you kind of mentally in your head start, like, rolling the film out. Like, okay, here's how it's gonna go. And you'll get little deviations for the most part. But this movie, completely fucking off the rails. I had no fucking idea what was gonna happen.
Well, and all three of us were kind of, like, trying to team up and figure out what the fuck was going on.
Right. It's like, how do we understand this? Like, if...
And obviously, like we said, there was some stuff lost in the translation.
Yeah. And the thing about Japan is there's not always an explanation. That's what's scary about Japan, is sometimes it's just like, wasn't that fucking weird? Go fuck yourself. And you're like, I'll never get closure from this.
How does Yu-Gi-Oh! Always win his duels?
The heart of the cards, Ty.
A Blue Eyes White Dragon? I don't know. Exodia? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, yep.
I'm scraping the recesses. Kaiba?
Yep.
That's a word?
Yeah. Yep, that's one of the guy he duels with.
Steve?
No.
Joey.
Joey.
And Tristan.
Tristan.
I didn't remember Tristan.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
You
go.
call yourself a fucking
I'm
fan?
gonna go
I
jump in
did
a
never
bath
said
of
I was a
acid now.
fan. Did you guys ever
We
play?
turn and Drew's got that fucking arm thing on with some cards loaded.
It's time to
Spit it out, Junior.
Oh my god. It's terrible.
We're fucking old now.
I never did see the end of that show.
What end?
There's an end to that show.
Is it still on? I thought something was still on with Yu-Gi-Oh.
They made like 9 others fucking spin-offs of that show.
Yeah, and they were all crap.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever top the original. Like Pokemon.
Pokemon! Gotta catch 'em all!
That was pretty good.
No, it wasn't. Anyways.
It was close. I think you're hard on yourself.
I am. Yeah, no, I know the story kept going, and I know Brock and Misty just came back to the show.
Oh,
not
we're
too
talking
long ago.
about...
Still talking about Pokemon.
I thought it was him trying to get us back on track
Yeah, I
like
did
he
too.
does.
Surprising.
And then he's like, no, we need to unpack this.
We need to.
I never got that closure. Did that end?
No, it's still going. There are fan theories that actually Ash died, and he just like
In the first episode?
yeah.
Why are the islands so segregated?
I know, right?
Like, how did we see the whole fucking... What the fuck is it? Johto?
Kanto.
I think it's
Kanto?
Kanto. Johto or Johto is the next.
You told me there's all this other shit over there, and it's like, no, you weren't allowed over here?
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
Well, like
You
a
gotta
lot
have
of people,
badges, son.
there were Pokemon wars, and so they became separated.
Yeah.
I love how we're trying to analyze a fictional.
Designed to make fucking money,
Yeah.
with literally no thought behind it whatsoever.
There was some thought.
No, some Japanese guy was like, hey, there's 100 more. Put that shit on a card and fucking put it in a box.
There's a pocket monster named Trubbish, and it's a bag of trash.
Yeah,
Come on, Ty.
I know.
Fucking brilliant. That's
We're gonna have Weird Al do the Pokemon rap, and
that's a guy that's working a 7 to 4, and it was like $3.59, and he's like sweating bullets.
I need a name for this
Trubbish.
bag of trash.
or there's the plus and the minus Pikachus. One, it's a Pikachu with a plus sign, and one that has a Pikachu with a minus sign.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, look it up. But yeah, Weird Al did a Pokemon 2000 soundtrack. He did Pokemon rap. Polka.
Of course he did. You and Weird Al.
Pokemon?
Yeah,
Oh my
Polka.
God.
That's that Weird Al humor. God damn it.
Anyways, this movie, Tag. Now, will this movie be better or worse than the one that's coming out this year?
I'm gonna guess better.
I'm gonna say this is way more entertaining.
This will definitely be more unpredictable. I'll give it that. It probably will be more entertaining. But I'll probably be able to better understand the story in this year's.
Because it'll be like, here's grown men that touch each other. Oh, that sounds... It sounds worse than Plus and Minus?
Yeah, they have
Oh.
certain names. Like, it's not just plus minus, but...
They look like the one thing.
Pikachu.
No, not... I know what a fucking Pikachu is. Jesus Christ. No, there's some other Pokemon that look like... I don't know.
Pichu?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. You mean the unevolved form of Pikachu?
Sure.
I love how this has devolved into
A Pokemon
a
pod.
Pokemon podcast.
I just...
Is it? I'm just asking this. Is it racist that we went to Pokemon talking about a Japanese movie?
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it's a huge part of Japanese culture. I mean, we could talk about Chinese food. Would that be offensive? I ate a crab rangoon during the movie. It was delicious.
Isn't that Chinese?
Yeah, that's not Japanese.
Those are not the same thing, Jake.
Now that
Is racist.
That
dog.
is insensitive.
That wasn't even intentional. Oh my god. We talk about Japan. You literally say Japan, and I go, oh, we had Chinese food. That's the same thing, right? Good times.
So, like, Digimon is, like, Ugandan?
Yeah.
Show me the way.
Oh, no. You can cut that right out of pod. Drew and his dead memes. Do you know the way? God damn it.
My queen.
You don't even know what he's talking
No.
about. You're not missing shit.
I'm sorry, I'm not woke.
Harambe was a better meme than that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, we figured out Jake was woke during this film.
Yep.
As we thought at first, it was a lesbian coming-of-age film for a while.
For a moment.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of everything in this.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish he had ended up with Aki.
It seemed nice.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things that Aki said to her that I was like, that's one of the nicest things I've heard.
Mm-hmm. No one's ever said to me.
But maybe I'm horribly depressed.
Oh.
She told her hello.
I mean, I know we've gotten some, like, fucking weird-ass tangents, but you know what? We did what this film did.
Unpredictable.
That's what we're known for.
What? Okay, now, question. When they are by the lake, and she's looking up on the hill, and she sees Aki in a wedding dress, what the fuck was that?
If I make pop and whistling noises, will that be a sufficient answer?
No.
Okay.
Well, also, how come she knew everything that was happening and was going on, and everyone was kind of oblivious and dying off, and then she was kind of a constant throughout each...
Well, Sir and the other one showed up one other time as well. So, because they showed up during the race.
Yeah, but it wasn't as consistent as Aki would show up.
And yeah, Aki remembered.
And then she was telling
Well,
Mitsuko
and that's
what
why I
was
think
going on.
Aki... And Aki's the one who helps her discover that it's a video game. And so that's why I'm like, maybe Aki was put into the game to help her figure her way out so he could bang her.
Oh, I see. You said it's based on a manga?
Or it's a
novel.
novel. Which...
Maybe the novel would elaborate more?
And it's possible it could. Which I can't click on it, so they don't.
They don't have a Wikipedia for it?
No.
Oh. We'll do research. We'll get back to you.
No, we won't.
Well, send us a message. We might have an answer.
Nope.
You could ask Jeeves.
We are not getting back into Ask Jeeves. He doesn't exist anymore. He died.
He escaped.
Yes.
He fulfilled his destiny.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay. If I don't search it now, I will never search it ever again. So give me a second.
Rule 34?
Oh god. Jeeves banging Mitsuko?
Somebody has asked Jeeves Rule 34.
I think it's an actual novel. Like, it's not a manga.
Like a book.
Yeah.
Oh.
But this, like, to me, everything about this, like, screamed, like, this is based off a manga.
Yeah.
Or the director who did this has either read a lot of manga or watched a lot of anime. You notice a lot of
the shots,
yeah,
look straight out of a manga or
like,
an anime.
That bus scene, like all that blood is splattering all over. That looked like something straight out of, like, an anime, man.
And the Dutch angles,
Mm-hmm.
which Japan's kind of like the zoom in with the off-center camera.
Mm-hmm.
Kept doing that with her, especially when she was running too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it seemed inspired in the very least by all that stuff.
Did you like the drone shots? Or do you think it was too gratuitous?
It was, I don't know, it's one of those, like, you immediately know that it's a drone, but they weren't bad. Like, I guess it depends on your personal preference for me, it was just noticeable. Where I was like, hey, somebody had a drone, and they were fucking around with it and did this thing. But it didn't bother me or anything. But I guess one could argue that it didn't add anything.
Yeah,
But
it's just another shot.
I'm fine with it. Not the bad fine.
Was there anything in this that we straight up just did not like?
That's what I was going to ask. Do we have genuine cons?
Some of the ambiguity about what the fuck was going on.
It could be more clear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I hate to keep referencing it, but like The Matrix, like I don't know, The Matrix just comes to mind as like probably the most similar American movie in terms of like unplugging out of a thing where things will happen, and but it's not so much about multi-dimensional anything. It's just
no, it's more like you're in a different environment that you're definitely not used to. There's people there to escort you and tell you what the fuck is happening.
Weird shit can happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talk of like unplugging from a system, and she walks out of a system in this, so I guess it's... But in terms of confusion, I felt more confused with this than The Matrix, I think. The Matrix is probably like, you watch it once and you're like a little bit foggy maybe on some details, but the second time, you pretty much got it.
Mm-hmm.
And especially now, you know the story, the red pill, the blue pill, it's not so jarring. I don't know that if I were to watch this, I would take more away. I don't know, maybe there's subtleties that we missed.
Well, it makes me think like what the director had in mind when he did this, or what even the author of the book means.
Well,
with all of this.
The book does vary. They said actually the book is more like people have a certain surname, and they are just hunted down.
Oh.
Like, so they're tagged.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought it was going to be more like, I don't know.
Whereas this one, the director took it and kind of cut it up. So yes, it's based on the book, but he also did some other stuff, and it is... Jake is woke. It was meant to be a feminist film.
I was going to mention something about how the husband had a pig head, but I wasn't going to say it because I was
it's you're right.
So it's not a subtle... Okay. Well...
And that's why, like, that guy is jerking off to the poster in the corner in the alleyway in Man World, and...
Because that's what guys do.
And
hey, remember the time that we were walking in the mall and we just jerked off to that picture outside
to Dead or Alive
Secret?
Volleyball?
Yeah, Dead or Alive. Dude, Dead or Alive. That game was made for one reason.
To play volleyball.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Do you remember the advertising for that game?
Yeah. With
the dudes sitting on the couch and they all put the pillow over their dick. And you're like, holy shit, they're not shying away from that at all.
The physics of their boobs bouncing was amazing.
Yep.
Next gen graphics.
Probably not so much anymore.
Drew, stop playing with yourself right now.
I don't think it holds up.
Yeah, feminism. Alright.
Moving on. But no, yeah, because that's why the worlds were all women. And
yeah,
and they were all nicer looking and everything. And then you go to the man's world and it's just shit.
And he's wearing a fucking, like, BDSM outfit. And he's whacking it to a poster. And you're like, okay. And they're all standing in a row. They're not really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of, I don't know. That's kind of like a fuck dude type of thing that I don't really care for.
Yeah. Oh, like, I mean...
Fuck dude? Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Fuck dudes. Sorry. A fuck dude is something else.
Like fuck boy?
Yeah, fuck boy. Yeah. Not a fuck boy. I'm all for women empowerment and, men empowerment, whatever. Just be a person and don't be a piece of shit. But, like, when you're like, fuck that gender, you kind of suck. I don't know.
It loses you.
Yeah, it's not It's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I think this movie was still entertaining enough.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm totally, do whatever you want. I was fucking on the edge of my seat.
Mm-hmm.
Power to you, but
Girl power to you.
girl power, excuse me.
We need to watch Spice World.
No.
Once over.
Have you seen it?
Yeah?
And you're scarred?
I sat through it one time
Why?
because my cousins wanted to watch it.
Are your cousins female?
They were.
Oh, yes, I remember this story now. Yeah. Okay.
That was a weird...
Transition, yeah.
It was a weird transition.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think. Yeah.
And that's the pod. Not just this episode, but the whole pod. Because we're done now.
I don't think you have a better joke than that one.
You know, they talk about fulfilling your purpose. You just did it.
Oh.
You can die now. Mission accomplished. God damn. Give it up for Ty. Holy shit.
That's a series wrap on Ty.
It's not even those cousins, by the way.
Oh.
I just wanted to say they were as if I killed them out of anger.
Oh.
It's just a murder joke. It's not a tranny joke.
I don't know if that makes it better.
I don't know.
So how was Spice World?
It's bad.
It's bad. I saw it like 10 times.
What?
It's bad. I watched it 10 times.
Which one did you like, Ty?
consecutively.
Oh, I was a Baby Spice guy, but
Very disturbing.
no, it was on like Stars or whatever, and so, like it was during their free summer shit.
This
and,
was recent?
No, this was like back in like 2003. So, so they were having like their free summer shit, and so they show like the newest movies or whatever, or newer movies all the same time, like over and over. And so they showed Spice World all the fucking time, and I'd be like, well, nothing's on. Might as well watch Spice World.
You might as well watch New York Minute.
It's either this or the Sears catalog.
Yeah. So you choose the Sears catalog.
Yep. Those mom jeans are doing it. Life finds a way.
2003 Sears catalog.
Where they all look like Kirstie Alley. Good times.
Kirstie Alley back in the day or Kirstie Alley now?
Kirstie Alley on her
Does it
diet?
matter?
Yes.
I don't think it does.
I do.
Kirstie Alley pre or post diet that year?
Yeah.
Pre.
Mm.
Stifle your vomit. Feminism.
Jeez.
Well.
Alright. Do we want to do scenes?
I already gave
Yeah,
mine.
I already gave mine too.
Oh, I guess.
If
You know
have
what?
a
Fuck
different-
it. My minigun will be mine because it was like a what the fuck. And then, I mean, it just continues on with the other teacher blowing off the one girl's hand and then like using the shotgun and blowing her head off.
Right?
These look like shit.
Oh.
You're like, ew, that doesn't look good. Dude, watching you watch that scene was amazing. That was 10 out of 10 right there.
Yeah.
Then you just kept making noises. You're like, okay. I guess this is happening.
It's because, I don't know, like, that's a thing I can't control. Or sometimes my voice will get higher as the insanity unfolds, and eventually I was just, no!
Dude, I was laughing my ass off.
It's anything that's unexpected or Jake doesn't know how to react to because he's just like, I don't know the situation that I'm in.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen it in other forms, so.
Right. I'm an awkward soul.
Like you should have seen him when he said he banged a man. So he said he was glad to get it over with.
When was this?
Dan.
Oh. Out of context, that sounds really bad.
Yes.
D&D. Dan plays a voluptuous dwarf,
Yes.
and I'm a half orc, and we fucked. It was weird.
And they had to tell Dan, I'm glad we got that.
Yes. So we're outside. Everybody else is taken off after D&D, and we're outside, and Dan's like smoking with Steph. And I don't know why I said it. I should have just left, but I was like, yeah, it felt good to get that over with. And Dan's just sitting there, and he's like, yup. And then I'm like, see you later. And I go get my car and leave.
Big gulps,
and I get up I get up the street, and I'm like, that was fucking awkward. I guarantee he's just sitting there still like, I wish that hadn't happened. But I get to say to Dominic, remember when I fucked your dad? He's like, yeah, I remember.
You made me watch.
Not his mom, though. She's not going for it.
Oh.
I'm trying. Connery's always trying to get it. Oh, God. We're fucking nerds.
Alright. Okay, so we did scenes. Anything special you guys found out about this film?
Not a lot of trivia.
Couldn't find shit.
Like, none.
Yeah. Like, I know it got a 6.1 on IMDb, but there wasn't much else I could find on it.
I swear to God, I saw 80% on Rotten.
I couldn't pull it up on Metacritic or on my Rotten Tomatoes app, but that doesn't mean it's not on there. It just maybe didn't work on the mobile. But one reviewer described it as Grindhouse meets Art House.
I could kind of see that.
I never saw Grindhouse, though. But
wait, you never?
I saw Death Proof, but I didn't see Grindhouse.
Oh, okay. You never saw
Planet
Terror?
Planet Terror, I should say. I saw Death Proof, I didn't see Planet Terror.
Did you like Death Proof?
I love Death Proof.
I like Death Proof.
There were parts that were a little slow.
Right.
But that, it just Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if I'd like Planet Terror, though. Yeah, 80%, but 61% user review.
Planet Terror's got...
It has a lot of names in it.
It's, yeah. Michael Biehn. Yeah, he's in it.
Bruce Willis, I know, is in it.
Mm-hmm. Thanos. Josh Brolin.
Yeah. I was going to say Cable, but...
Oh, yeah. You would not be wrong.
No, it wouldn't be. Or Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
We don't like to talk about
Wasn't
that.
that the Crank guys?
I don't know who did Jonah Hex.
I thought they directed that.
If they did, it makes a lot of sense, but the film sucked. No, the Crank guy did Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
I thought they did Jonah Hex, too.
Oh.
I could be wrong. Let's vet that for whoever cares.
It's an 80% critic review out of 5 reviews.
Not a big pool.
Not really.
No.
The reviews say a riotous, baffling mess that succeeds at being entertaining by continually leaning into its own madness. The guy who didn't like it said, Tag has enjoyed a healthy run on the midnight festival circuit, but from the outset, its sleazy tone is off-putting even by late-night horror standards.
So, Nevaeh Taylor wrote it.
Oh.
Didn't direct it.
Okay. That makes sense.
It was directed by a guy named James Hayward. So, who also directed a movie called Freebirds and Horton Hears a Who.
Like the animated one with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, I know, right?
Huh.
Otherwise, he'd just been an animator on a bunch of other shit. So, a lot of good movies, but just an animator, not an actual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot Will Arnett was in Jonah Hex. And Michael Fassbender?
Wow.
God, this has a fucking awesome cast. But that movie just a piece of shit.
I never saw it.
Oh, it's bad.
Better or worse than Van Helsing?
I would watch Van Helsing any day of the week over Jonah Hex.
Really?
Who's in Van Helsing?
Hugh Jackman.
That's right. Yeah, I saw that.
That was like a just stupid pop. It was like The Scorpion King, just stupid popcorn film. Like, you sit through it, you're like, oh, I'll eat my popcorn, you're done. Jonah Hex is awful.
Jonah Hex or Ghost Rider?
First Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
First Ghost Rider.
Jonah Hex or Ghost Rider 2? Harder question?
Yes. I would say Jonah Hex just because there's better actors.
Okay.
Because listen to this. Brolin, John Malkovich, Megan Fox, Michael Fassbender, Will Arnett, Michael Shannon, Wes Bentley.
Michael Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is a cast.
Yeah. And it was shit. Maybe that's the next one I pick.
I never saw it.
Oh, it's awful. Anything else? I mean, or do we just want to go into reviews? I know we all said we recommend it, but...
Yeah, we can give it a score.
Yeah.
Elaborate more.
You know, Jake, since this was your pick, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I would totally recommend this movie. It's completely off the wall, unexpected thrill ride. I guess you could call it a thrill ride. It's all over the fucking place, but not in a way that makes it unwatchable. I can't give a good example, but I've seen movies that are just so like. Let me start over. You care enough, oddly, about this girl that you have no attachment to whatsoever, that's dropped into this seemingly completely ludicrous world and is just trying to live. And as far as you know, it's reality.
Mm-hmm.
And you have enough of an attachment that you're rooting for pretty quickly against all this adversity and crazy shit going on, and people are dying, and she's running from invisible things, and teachers are fucking shooting everybody, and like just it's fucking nuts. So on one hand, I really hope that if you would have enjoyed it, you aren't listening to this right now, and you already have seen it, or you already knew everything about it. And on the other, we like when people listen. But I don't know. It's pretty fucking entertaining. It goes against the Lent rule. It completely fucks it up. But in my defense, all I had seen was the bus decapitation thing and knew nothing else about it. So, like I said, it could have gone that way, where it's just a bunch of random shit tries to kill her, and then it kind of went this way, where there's a surprising amount of depth, maybe. There's philosophical shit going on. There's a cultural message with the feminist, not so much undertones. You kind of pick up on it, but it's not offensive if you're a dude, I guess. I don't know about you, but I'm like, pig guy, it's probably a thing with dudes, whatever.
They could probably get even more preachy, and I still wouldn't give a shit.
Right, because it's so off the wall and endearing in a weird way that you're just like, yeah, I'm along for the ride. It's fucking bizarre. It's nuts. I'd probably give it like an 8.
Yeah, I had no idea about anything regarding this film. Just kind of went into it blind, and it's an interesting ride. It's an amalgamation of insanity, is what it is. You literally have no idea what's going to be next. You don't know what threat is going to be coming at this poor girl next. You're just kind of waiting. You're just kind of waiting for the next big thing where shit hits the fan. I was genuinely intrigued the whole movie. I had to know what the hell was going on and why it was happening. And I'm really big into Japanese culture and film, anime, manga, things of that nature. So this is kind of up my alley. I enjoyed it immensely. I'd give it an 8 too.
Yeah, I was totally taken aback by the sheer absurdity of some of this. Like, you told me this film and I was like, what the fuck's gonna happen with this? And even the alternate universe type thing was like, what the fuck? But it for the most part, I think it works, but there are some issues, and it could just be, like we said, maybe some stuff just doesn't make it over in the translation, and also just not knowing the source material or knowing exactly this director, because we probably don't see much of his work, so we don't know, like, what type of, like, when you watch a Wes Anderson film, you know what he's going for, or
douchey.
I don't think he's douchey, but pretentious, sure, but
same thing.
Yeah. Or you watch a Roland Emmerich film.
Yep. Now I gotcha.
But
hey, the world's ending.
Yep. Let's blow shit up.
Look at these special effects.
Oh. Jamie Foxx is president.
Which one was that?
White House Down?
Oh. Not Olympus Has Fallen?
No, that was the other one.
The one that was almost the same movie?
Well, that one came first.
Is Denzel in that?
No.
That's Morgan Freeman.
Oh. His brother Casey Affleck?
Yes.
But it's good for a watch. I definitely recommend it. It won't be for all people, because like they'll laugh at like the absurdity, but then when it gets to those parts where like it takes itself serious, some people might tune it out.
Or some people might get weirded out by the amount of blood and shit in this, or the weird sex stuff.
It could just be too fucking weird.
Yeah.
Just straight up too weird. Where they're just like, I'm out.
It's out there, man. It's out there for sure.
But yeah, I would give this an 8 as well. Just
wow.
Yeah.
Eights across the board.
Straight 8s.
For my bad movie pick.
Yeah.
Wow, I suck at picking bad movies.
You did pick Leo the Lion.
Yeah. That was a pretty bad one.
So bad that we couldn't sit through it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other plus for this, is it's 85 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wasn't The Room during the bad movie period too?
Yeah.
Okay. So I picked other movies that ended up being high ratings from us.
Yeah, but it's on entertainment. It's not based on whether or not how great of a movie it is.
Right. Well, I don't know. I guess bad movie doesn't always equal not entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in my mind, I genuinely don't know that I'd call this a bad movie. It's not great. And from like I guess if you were to break down certain things about it, it isn't a good movie in terms of how it's shot. There's certain scenes where they repeat shit a lot, like for a long time. Like, remember when they're like, tell me, say your name is Mitsuko, and it goes on for like
forever.
5 minutes, it felt like. Mm. And it's like, yeah, you could have been done with that, or... Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's splitting hairs. I think the overall picture is just fucking... It's crazy. Entertaining craziness. But, yeah. Alright, well. It was a fun watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew, your last pick is next week for the bad movies.
I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Alright. Ghost Rider 1 it is.
Oh, God, no.
Leo the Lion.
Superman Returns.
Man of Steel, if you're
I would
tied.
never make us sit through 3 hours of Superman
Kazam.
Returns.
Was Superman Returns 3 hours long?
No. It's 2:15.
2:15? Ooh.
Superman Returns is 2 hours and 15 minutes?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think you're right.
Man of Steel is probably close to that.
Oh, you said Man of Steel.
No.
Oh.
He said Superman Returns. I said Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of Steel is probably around the same length.
2.5 hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess it's.
Oh no,
2 hours and 49 minutes.
Man, that is a long fucking movie.
Yeah,
Superman Returns.
It's 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Oh fuck.
That's why I said 3 hours.
Man of Steel's 2:20.
Man of Steel's shorter than Superman Returns.
Yep.
Wow. Remember when you said Superman Returns was a better movie?
I still stand by it.
You're out of your mind.
You just lost all credibility.
You can have your fucking Henry Cavill.
But that Parky Poser, though.
Yeah.
That Kevin Spacey, though.
That Cal Penn.
Yep.
That James Marsden.
You're not helping your case here.
You don't like Henry Cavill?
No.
You know the problem with Henry Cavill? He hasn't proved himself.
No.
He doesn't do anything.
No.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm glad we can agree on this.
Like, he is a guy. He just out there. Like, Armie Hammer at least has taken some risks.
Well, he's also acted.
Yes.
Like, he's... I know Armie Hammer's level of acting ability. I still don't know.
They actually acted in the same film together. A Man from U.N.C.L.E.
But that was after Superman, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that film didn't do well.
The thing about Superman is he's just... He has no emotion.
Christopher Reeves was able to give him emotion. All right. I think that'll do it for this week. Oh, we're watching Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas.
No.
Never saw it.
I never saw it either. I know one of the bald ones is in it, though.
Adam.
Is it Adam?
I think it's Adam
No,
Baldwin.
it's Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin is in the first one.
No.
Yes.
That's Rick Moranis.
Oh, yeah, he was Barney Rubble.
Yeah.
Stephen Baldwin, I think, was in the second.
He was Barney, though.
Yeah, in Viva Rock Vegas.
Yeah.
Or was he Bam Bam?
No, I think Viva Rock Vegas is a prequel.
Oh. They went to Vegas to make the kids?
Yeah.
Wait,
well, which actually Bam Bam was adopted, so
wasn't Rosie O'Donnell
Betty in the original? Yes.
No. Who was Wilma?
I don't remember the actress's name. John Goodman was Fred.
That I can get behind that.
And Halle Berry played the sexy secretary.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Halle Berry.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And the Olsen twins played Pebbles.
Great. Getting that paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this died.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week. Like, share, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, Libsyn, iTunes, favorite podcast app, email tjdmoviereviews@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell the cops, tell anyone.
Don't tell the cops. Yeah, you
they'll
could,
listen.
I guess.
Maybe they can blare it for their prisoners.
Yeah. And they're like, give me the chair.
All right, I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.